Okay, we're live. We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another session of the Trial of Hearts. It's been a minute. I'm so glad to be back. We've had unfortunate, scheduling impediments. I've gotten sick inconveniently on trial weekends, which is so unfortunate. So, I am very glad to be back with everyone here, because things are going to get a little crazy today. Or at least I expect it to. Who knows? But, all this to be said, I am your humble host and DM, Maris Orim. We are going to start, as we always do, with a round of player introductions, starting with Sif.
Oh my god, that's me, Sif underscore VTuber, living suit of armor, sometimes, no, always has massive titties, just the presentation differs. I'm back again as Gwyn, Little Birdman, Bird Knight. I'm not evil, I can't make that joke anymore. I am, however, in gay baby jail. Very happy to be back. I love you guys.
So true. No longer evil, but in gay baby jail. Thank you, Sif. We are moving on to Lily.
Hello everyone, my name is Lily. I am an artist and that draws a lot of D&D stuff, including Topaz here. I also run my very own campaign, Mistwalker Spectrum of Eternity. Feel free to check out my YouTube if you would like to watch that. It's full of lots of gay shenanigans and yearning and toxic yaoi and good stuff. But yes, as for tonight, I am playing Topaz, who is a furbolg that is currently going to be essentially has written and produced and is attempting to direct their first play that may or may not decide the future of the country. No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. It'll all be fine. Smiley emoji. It'll all be okay. Thank you, Lily. Next up, we have Vesper.
Hello, I am Vesper Fortune VT, the Bat Witch Extraordinaire. I am a VTuber who does a variety of content. Whatever I'm doing, I'm probably doing it. Whatever exists, I'm doing it. When I'm not here being the disaster deer, Oleander, and I guess semi-decent rogue, I am on multiple channels. I am the lore consultant and currently Akasha over on Comet Tales. Thank God I got it right this time. Which is unfortunately currently in small hiatus because of issues. Again, we hope our DM Ollie gets better soon.
Yes. Much love to Ollie.
Much love to Oliver.
I am also a different flavor of Bone Freak, Phantoma over on Heroes of Heterodoxy on Ryuga's channel, which happens when it happens. And I am playing my own campaign, which is going under the concept name The Attended for the moment. So, keep an eye out for that whenever that happens.
Exciting stuff. Thank you, Vesper. And last but never ever least, we have Aresma.
It's okay, you can say I'm the least.
Never.
Hello. Too bad. Hello, I'm ArestheHarpy. I do streams, I do my own campaign, Bump in the Night, and I am the Bird Mom playing the Bird Mom, Luella, the Fae politician who, unlike Gwyn, is still evil.
Nonsense. We love Bird Mom.
She's a bureaucrat.
She
That's
is
as evil
indeed.
as it gets.
She is indeed. But she uses her own particular brand of bureaucracy for good, right, Luella?
For personal gain, yes.
Yeah. Can't be worse than the guys currently in charge. Thumbs up.
Surely not. Evan, probably.
Yes, thank you everyone. let's dive into a session recap, because it's been a minute. So, last time on the Trial of Hearts, after pulling a all-nighter working on the play script, Topaz got a visit from Diamond, bringing gifts of coffee and her own writer's notes for the production. They discussed the measure of success, the worth of art, and Topaz's need to impress their father. She also received a calling card from Captain Wild, giving vague directions to a tavern as a meeting place, wanting to discuss how he can help with their plans. Following his directions, Topaz found himself at Madame Babia's tavern and brothel. Greeted by both Wild and Babia, the three sat down to discuss business. Wild offered his help in aiding Gwen's escape, seemingly rather flippant about the amount of danger involved, asking only for a box seat at all of Topaz's future productions as payment. Meanwhile, Gwen's confinement in the dungeon was no longer quite so solitary. Rook the tabloid writer had also been arrested, tossed in an adjacent cell, and abandoned alongside Gwen. Rook shared his latest headlines that targeted the royal family, particularly King Bastion, claiming that the king wanted the heart of the star for himself, leaving Queen Calpurnia heartbroken. Recognizing the opportunity of this chance encounter, Gwen made a deal with Rook that as soon as they were freed from prison, Rook would write a piece about his encounter with Cassini, relaying the tale of his visit to the dungeons and making certain unkind embellishments about the cowardly nature of the man. Topaz continued their laundry list of errands, stopping at the bank to ask Mr. Darcy for a business loan for their upcoming theater production. During Darcy's follow-up questions, Topaz proceeded to lie more than they ever had in their entire life, claiming that they had gained permission from the existing theater troupe to run the show. They come to an agreement, and Topaz successfully deceived him and took out a loan of 10,000 gold. Knowing that once the curtain rises on opening night, all hell would break loose, Oleander wanted to give Damus one last day of normalcy, inviting him out on a date. Together they visit a series of shops and apothecaries, and seeing Damus's excitement over alchemical components, Oleander proposed the notion of Damus enrolling in college once things die down. Damus also expressed interest in going to Snowflake to properly meet the rest of Oleander's family. And with their shopping concluded, Oleander took Damus to his favorite casual eatery, thinking lunch was the perfect way to conclude their date. Unfortunately, they hadn't realized that they were being tracked. Much to Damus's horror, his master Cassini strode into the diner, clearly searching for him. Thinking quickly, Oleander arranged for the staff to distract the villain with a birthday song and dance while they made their escape. And once at a safe distance, Damus apologized for his inaction, but Oleander comforted him, and they sealed their promise to one day see Snowflake together with a kiss. Meanwhile, in the upper spiral, Luella had an impromptu meeting with Bellamar. After a few days of internal investigation, the frazzled assistant procured a rather important piece of information. A letter from the Crown to the former Queen Poppaea's family, informing them of her tragic death during childbirth, and issuing demands to make no attempts to see her son, even paying them for their silence. This letter came from the personal archives of Mesathene, an elder elf woman, a renowned professor, and Oleander's former mentor. Luella took the opportunity to alert Dame Leonora with news of a crucial discovery via a sending spell. Topaz and Essie paid a visit to the theater, informing the troupe that they were under new management, that the play was undergoing some serious revisions, and that the actors would be paid handsomely for their cooperation. With a few well-placed lies and a genuine desire to create a successful production, Topaz managed to convince their director/lead actor, Georges Balfour, to hand them the reins of the production and to let Essie star as the leading lady. Just a few hours later, Luella kept her scheduled meeting with Adora at her box in the theater. The princess seemed to observe the ongoing rehearsal with a disinterested eye, and the two discussed with a surprising attempt at civility, potentially making amends, though with mixed success. Luella implied her knowledge of the princess's attempt on Essie's life, and Adora responded with thinly veiled threats. How tragic it would be if Luella left certain little ones all alone in this world. With little hesitation, Luella retorted that if her death made the world a better place for her children, then it would be a worthy sacrifice. The statement seemed to strike a chord with Adora, who seemed all too quick to leave this uncomfortable conversation. So, that is where we pick things up. We will be beginning the start of a new day, and it is the day of the theater's opening night. Before we begin, though, I want to address your reputation trackers. There is no change in them, since y'all have been keeping your plans and your operations relatively quiet. And everyone else is talking about other things. I'm not going to have a rumor phase, but I do want to address one particular thing. People are discussing Rook's latest headlines. There is a hushed interest in these latest stories about the royal family. It seems that your plans and Oleander's methods have borne fruit. No one is openly or publicly proclaiming these things to be true, but people are talking. They are whispering. They are wondering if there could be a kernel of truth in these accusations. So even though Rook has been arrested, and most of the circulating copies of this particular paper have been confiscated, people are talking. However, y'all have been doing some amazing work in and out of character. I wish to reward you for your efforts, and I would like to grant each of you the following boons. So, starting with Gwyn. For stealing your mind while in mostly solitary confinement, in giving your current physical state, looking rough and haggard, looking like a man with nothing to lose, you will have advantage on intimidation checks.
Thank you.
Topaz, you have forged connections with the theater troupe and managed to create something from nothing. You should feel very proud of your efforts and tenacity to see such a large undertaking completed in so short a time. So you and your theater troupe, by extension, have advantage on your performance checks for tonight's performance.
Huzzah. Topaz is tired.
She's so tired. Oleander, now fully aware of all of the dangers that lurk within the city, all of its players, both good and evil, within its walls, you know how important it is to remain hiding in plain sight. You have people you want to protect, and oftentimes this happens best in the shadows. So I will be granting you advantage on stealth checks.
Nice.
And Luella, during your investigations, you've uncovered many, many pieces to the puzzle that is the royal family's secrets. You've gleaned insight into the true nature of many of its players, including even the princelings. For your growing, finely tuned sense of intuition, you will have advantage on insight checks.
Woo.
And to top it all off, I would like to give each of you a narrative token because y'all have been RPing your butts off for these last handfuls of sessions. So, thank you.
Yay.
Ooh, second narrative token.
Use
My
them
third
wisely.
narrative token, but I still have
I
my
have-
tags.
I have 3 stacked up. I've got.
I only have one.
Y'all are getting narrative
Then-
tokens?
Someone's not min-max RP? What the fuck?
I also still have my worm tag. Ha.
Yes. So, all that being said, let us begin. In the 2 days leading up to the opening night of the performance, you all are kept quite busy. I'd like to sort of go around and ask what each of you have been up to. I understand with Gwen that's a little bit more difficult, but during this time, we'll start with you, Gwen. Anything that mulls around in your mind, any conversations with Rook, what have you been contemplating, feeling, thinking, doing within the last day?
Damn. Outside of whistling, I like to imagine that at this point, Gwyn really has nothing to lose. And it's like, we either do this or I'm dead. So he just starts, like, he's got faith that Rook is the slimy kind of guy that will get out of it. He just starts recounting everything from the trials.
Oh, just
And
tell
it's
him
trying to-
everything.
Yeah, dude. No one's gonna believe you anyway.
I love it. He will eat it up. He will write down every little dirty detail that you give him. And he is just happy as a clam. Until he starts to consider that he might not be getting out. The longer you all stay in your respective cells, the more skittish he starts to become. When he the realization that his usually planned means of rescue are not coming, he gets a little antsy from time to time, but he appreciates the conversation, the gossip, and the distraction. Anything else?
I think that's really it. Gwyn would like occasionally like back to the whistling and singing and the he knows that there's a theater plan. He does not know the full extent of it. So he really is just, I'm gonna put my entire, for once I am not the tactician of this strategy, I am not the schemer, my friends are. I am gonna have full faith in them and twiddle my toes.
Twiddle away. Very good. We'll go Oleander next. What have
Oh
you,
man,
yeah,
no.
what have you been up to?
The one who is behind the heist plan, that's behind the theater plan. Okay, so I get the vibes that the theater is kind of, while the theater itself is in good position, it doesn't have enough money coming in to hire ushers or anything.
At least not for
So,
this particular show.
So Oleander has gotten all the more front-facing members of the Rose Guild, and we got them all done up in usher outfits. There's mostly twinks, mostly, girls who can pass off as twinks, but then we have, like, the few rogues who are so big and buff, their buttons need to be paid overtime to keep their shirts closed.
Delightful. They
So
they
we
only make
basically
usher outfits in so many sizes, you know.
So like we have like rogues that are there to help the mostly us, but also because we are getting the entire theater troupe in trouble. They're here to help us and the theater troupe get the hell out of Dodge, and also keep certain forces distracted, like the Royal Knights, if they're here, other forces of police, um, Royal Assassins in case they're just happen to be around. um, Also, Oleander has definitely been talking with Play on and helping out on that front, but Oleander is not going to be there. Oleander is the main agent getting shit together at the theater. And for once in her life, we have gotten Lycoris into the med bay without much of a fight, because I just imagine she's so worried. She's like, yeah, I'll make some healing potions. Fuck
Yep.
all y'all.
Yep. The only time you will see her healing and not poisoning.
And we have accidentally created merch, which I have told you about. We have one artist. We have one of the artists in the Rogues Guild who, instead of being like checking out the space, he ended up watching the entire rehearsals and made little paper dolls, which we are now selling at the like some of the stall at one of the stalls in front of the theater that's being managed by us.
Yeah, get your merch. Get your little paper dolls of Isolde and Cornelius and Cyrus. It's great for kids.
Yeah, we have the Hester. We have the Hester paper doll and the Essie paper doll.
Two different
We also have
Isoldes.
And we also have one of Cornelius and Cyrus, but we're not expecting those to sell as well. But yeah, Oleander has mostly been doing Rogues Guild work. He borrowed a hat of disguise so he can also be an usher. It's not necessarily Topaz's hat, but he got it from somewhere. Let's put it at that.
All right. And we have a conversation with Plague planned, so we will talk more shop at that point. But yes, that all sounds very good. Luella, what have you been up to?
Sorry. Luella, I feel, has taken on a more... She spent probably a fair bit of time at her office doing some extra things, making sure everything is in order, and then coming to help out with the good old behind the desk stuff.
All the administrative tasks. Yes, very good.
Yup.
Very good. And Topaz, I feel like I don't need to ask you what you've been up to, but I will nonetheless. How is our poor, sleep-deprived Furbolg doing?
I imagine, because, it's only been a few days that they're putting this whole thing together. It's not been much sleep, but, after the first day, they were able to convince the troupe. They probably did a rehearsal until, 11 p.m., Hell Week. You know how it goes. And the next day, getting up at 9 a.m., getting Essie up at that time, doing a whole nother day of rehearsal, just getting the dress rehearsal done, and being like, okay, I think that's in a good spot. Jesus Christ, we should have had more time. But just on the day of the production, I imagine similarly, 8 a.m. comes by, and even though last night Topaz warned Essie, you need to go to sleep earlier, because you're going to be getting up earlier. Still, Topaz probably was doing, a few last-minute overviews of a few things, probably double-checking everything, making sure that there wasn't any last-minute changes to do. and also kind of figuring out probably what to call themselves. So, because they realized that putting Topaz Stoneheart on the brand is probably not the best idea for the future if this doesn't go well. So, as they're sort of like getting up and getting ready and working on everything, they think to a witch that they know of from one of Shakespeare's plays, The Tempest, called Sycorax. And it just tickles them a little bit to name the producer, writer, and director of the play after a witch that nobody here probably even knows of. And so I just imagine they finish that and then probably go to nudge Essie awake, be like, I'm sorry, but it's 8 o'clock.
No, the night can't possibly be over already.
I'm afraid it is. The sun's been up for a few hours.
Just this deep, tired sigh. You've never seen Essie with anything less than a perfect complexion.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know what it looks like when a star has dark circles under their eyes.
Oh no.
And he's got, his hair is all messed up and kind of sticking out in several directions. And just, with a deep sigh, throws his feet over the side of the mattress and drags himself out of bed. And y'all can get ready for the day.
Yep. Just Topaz had a brush in hand and was probably already brushing through his hair. All that stuff. And just, even though Essie looks a mess, Topaz looks at themselves in the mirror and does the whole Michael Caine like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Ugh. Look at yourself in the mirror.
Oh God, I have to put on. I don't do makeup, but I'm probably gonna have to ask. Lapis for some help.
Yo, Lapis can definitely help you look a little more awake and aware. So yeah, y'all wake up, you start your mornings, perhaps you head downstairs, have yourselves a breakfast before you head out and do your final day of tasks before the night's performance. But as you start to get settled into whatever routine it is you're about to start, there's a knock at the door of the Blushing Peony. And for those of you who might be close enough to hear, perhaps you're in the sitting room or the kitchen on the first floor, Peggy, Diamond's secretary, answers the door, and you can hear her curtly greet whoever it is, but she does let them in, despite how she usually turns people away if they don't have appointments. Dame Leonora makes her entrance, and she requests, quite loudly, announces her presence, that she would like to see all of you in the sitting room.
Yippee, I get to skip scolding.
It's a good day to be in the dungeons.
I feel like Luella's already in the sitting room.
Very good. Diamond is already there as well. She is having her morning coffee in the sitting room.
I still like the idea that Topaz and Essie had gone back up to practice some lines and just like, oh
no.
no.
Oh no.
Just looks at Essie and is like, she's gonna be so upset.
I dare say she will be. But we anticipated this.
We did, but I was also kind of hoping that she wouldn't show up until after the play.
When have things ever worked that well in our favor?
suppose not. Okay.
All right, everyone gathers around, and as you situate yourselves in the sitting room, Dame Leonora looks particularly travel-worn and sleepless. She too has dark circles under her eyes and this worn crease into her forehead where her eyebrows seem to be stuck in this perpetual furrow. And she eyes and regards all of you, arms folded over her chest. Does someone want to tell me exactly what is going on? You see, I entrusted Essie's safety to you all, and yet I hear that you are commandeering a play with the intention of thrusting him into the spotlight. You're selling secrets to the most notorious rag sheet in Wishbourne. You've revealed everything to the Queen. And Gwyn has been arrested. Am I leaving anything out?
Well, it's very possible that Gwyn has gone beyond being arrested at this point.
Beyond? Pray tell,
Well,
what do you
treason
mean?
and all that.
She blanches. The color that drains from her face. And she
Topaz is also probably looking over at her like, please.
she starts to sputter some combination of strings of thought and thinly veiled expletives, and before she can even regain her sense of composure, Diamond takes this opportunity to chime in. She's lounging casually across one of her sofas, sipping her coffee, and she just kind of rolls her head very casually in Dame Leonora's direction. Leonora, it's far too early for one of your maternal rants. Have a seat. You look awful. Peggy, dear, would you bring the dame a cup of coffee, please? And Leonora actually colors a little bit at this. She puffs out her cheeks a little defiantly, but she stiffly moves to go sit atop one of Diamond's armchairs, which, mind you, these are armchairs fit for someone of Diamond's stature, so she looks comically small in this armchair, being a halfling woman. And a few moments later, Peggy will return with that cup of coffee, which Dame Leonora accepts with a quiet thanks muttered under her breath. And she takes a couple moments to compose herself and has a few sips of coffee. And finally, with a deep sigh, she sets the cup to the side. Now then, I received a urgent sending spell from Miss Stalwix. I came as quickly as I could. Dare I ask, what further news do you have for me?
Your experience is appreciated, Dame Leonora. I thought it might be pertinent to fill you in on the current plan of telling everybody about the falsehoods portrayed by the current claimant to the crown, as well as some evidence therein. Luella's pulling out the letter that was found as well. I forget, did we fill Dame Leonora in on everything that we found?
Regarding this note, you did not. Just because you only had so many words for the sending spell.
But the general conspiracy, I forget.
Yes, the general conspiracy. Yes, she is fully aware of that.
Okay. Evidence has been piling up that continues to confirm that the current king is not who he immediately says that he is, and has most assuredly partaken in the heart of a star to some degree.
That would be a powerful piece of evidence indeed. Might I see it?
Luella hands it over.
She'll take the letter from you, handling it quite delicately, like only handling the corners of the page. She takes a moment to read it over, and if possible, that furrow on her brow creases even tighter.
And that letter, in coincidence with numerous birth records for the past few generations, having been very carefully disappeared by someone as of yet unknown, paints quite the picture, wouldn't you say?
I would certainly say so. I think that anyone who has the pieces of information would be able to draw a like-minded conclusion. She will hand this note back to you, Luella.
Luella tucks it away carefully. There's also some other information that I feel needs not to be acted upon quite yet. Luella is side-eyeing Leonora with that one.
Is that so?
Well, we have confirmation as to the attempted murderer of one Essie. Or you, per se.
Her hand kind of instinctively goes to that, what used to be the stab wound on her chest, as though, like, just the thought of it reminded her of that painful encounter. And she lifts her brows, gives a bit of a smirk. I would certainly like to know who is responsible for that.
Princess Adora, at the behest of... Guess who?
She stiffens a little bit at that, her posture a little straighter. I know that there's been some considerable evidence against His Majesty the King, but to implement his children and heirs as well.
Well, as someone who is clearly seeking to maintain the throne for as long as possible, multiple generations, who is a better fall person than those who would naturally take your throne from you?
You believe he would sacrifice his own children? I suppose I shouldn't sound so surprised considering other monstrous things he's done to keep his crown. But it seems a new low, even for a villain like him.
We have a few pieces of evidence to that end as well.
You were going to say something, Vesper.
No, not if Ares is going to continue speaking.
Oh no, that was it.
Okay, also, when we spoke with the Queen, it seemed as if we enlightened her to the point where she was shaken. I think she believes us in a way. And while we lost Gwyn temporarily, we're working on that. I do believe we at least gained the idea that she knows something has been going on for a bit, because as I spoke in effort to try and save Gwyn, she seemed rather shaken, especially as she read the love letter that we had between Cyrus and Queen Isolde.
Do you think that she could be an ally? Or a hindrance?
Hindrance? No. I think she might be a little too obsessed with her own protection to be a hindrance of all things. I feel like she knows there has been something going on and she has been suspicious for a bit, especially as she has become more of the face of the royal family as of late, especially with the king's illness.
Yes, I suppose one would hope that when presented with the evidence, her eyes would begin to be unclouded. That is, if she didn't know already.
I presume I make it a safe assumption to presume that when one is in a castle and having stuff hidden from her by her own husband, one might at least subconsciously know there's something going on.
Yes, unscientific though it may be, I do wholeheartedly believe in a woman's intuition. You hear Diamond give a short huff of a laugh on her couch at that, which Dame Leonora chooses to ignore. So, tonight is the manifestation of all of your efforts, then, is it?
It is.
Exposing the truth to the general public.
Well, the play that we're putting on is not exactly going to be the same one that goes on every day. It's going to have a good number of changes, as well as an entire second act breakdown from Cornelius that ends with the death of Isolde. So, people are gonna become face to face with the truth, the show tonight, one way or another.
She nods. I think you run the very real risk of making a lot of people very unhappy.
I know.
But not to mention the risk that you're putting Essie in by having him front and center.
I understand there's a bit of risk in it, but It's
And I understand the
attempt-
risk too, Dame Leonora. It's hardly as though they twisted my arm in this matter. If they're going to be doing this on my behalf, I might as well accept some of the risk. She looks at him, a little surprised. The harsh furrow of her brows softens a little bit. She gives a little nod of her head.
I want to just note that I imagine Topaz probably has grabbed Essie's hand at that comment. It's kind of like holding him.
Well,
Well, I see twisting.
well, it's too late for me to even attempt to stop you. She gives a wry smile at you all. We might as well see this through. I shall pray for your success.
There
You
should
stay
be...
for the performance, won't you?
Of course. I will be there. I will be
There-
keeping an eye on things.
If you wish, I believe there's room in the box that my family owns. You're more than welcome to have a seat.
Thank you, Mick Stoneheart. But I have arrangements of my own already.
Of course. Right.
Well, you will have a very busy day and a very eventful evening. I had best leave you to it. And unless there is anything else anyone wishes to say to Dame Leonora in this moment, you are free to continue about your days.
Deep breath of relief from Topaz.
I hope you don't mind. I called in some backup.
Backup?
Well, with Dame Leonora here, we also have a direct line straight to those with a vested interest in the goings-on here.
Oh yes. The messengers on the city, aren't they?
Are you saying this to Dame Leonora specifically? While she's still here?
I was talking to Ares, but if Ares.
Well, I meant Luella. Yes.
No, this is after
After
Dame
she's gone.
Leonora leaves. This is
Gotcha.
to Topaz. Yeah.
You mean the Celestial Court?
Mm-hmm.
You think they're on our side?
I
mean,
think
suppose they
that-
would be. But
I think that they would be rather unhappy about, firstly, learning that one of their own has been murdered, and that, number two, another kingdom is currently sitting under a false ruler. Oh, how many problems that could bring up. And thirdly, just to add it on, the attempted murder of another star.
And technically, wouldn't Demas might fall under the protection as well?
if they know about him,
And if they acknowledge him. That may be an issue for later, though.
hopefully we can get in contact soon, but... And Oleander puts a hand through his hair. We need to be getting on with the show.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I think, looks at like a clock in the room. I think both me and Essie need to be heading to rehearsals.
Indeed. I don't think we should delay too much longer.
Do you feel alright? I imagine that was a bit unnerving in a way.
What, Dame Leonora? I can certainly handle the likes of her.
She is kind of scary.
She's scary in the sense of, like, a guard dog. And Diamond gives another bark of a laugh.
I just imagine Topaz, like, knowing the actual context of this, just like, don't look suspicious. But is also kind of, like, thinking about the tea.
Yep. Dame Leonora, mind you, her bite is as bad as her bark, but I think she's very good at baring her teeth. But she knows that she will not strike at a friend. All right. With that, Topaz and Essie, you, I presume, go to rehearsal.
Mm-hmm.
And Oleander, you wanted to have a last-minute talk with Plague to get your plans in order. So, would you like to do this in the Blushing Peony or in one of your safe houses? What would be most convenient for you?
I imagine Oleander has gone to the safe house because he's just going to leave last under the disguise of an usher. So like he's letting Luella or Topaz and Essie guide Damus to the theater. We probably thought of something for Damus to do at the theater, or
Yeah, so
might-
speaking of Damus, Damus has been at the theater for a sizable chunk of his time. He's been helping with more of the hands-on stuff, like set building and, you know, lighting and rigging and things like that to sort of keep his hands busy. However, Topaz, if you were to pay any particular kind of close attention to Damus during rehearsals, because you're very busy and your mind is in a million places, but he seems kind of jittery, even though he's keeping himself busy. He's always stealing glances over his shoulder. But yes, continue, Oleander.
So like Oleander is probably in a safe house, and he's actually probably putting on the full rogue gear since it's not going to be seen. He's likely in like his designated safe house and is like examining himself in the mirror. And he'll like probably be and like just to be dramatic, he's gonna like be taking out one of his blades and like looking at it, and then he sees Plague in the back reflection of it.
Yeah, just like manifests practically. Approaches so silently. He just kind of shows up in your peripheral in the back of the mirror.
You know, I'd be scared if it wasn't you. And Oleander like turns around, gives a smile. It's the big day, huh?
It is. I would ask if you're sure that you want to do this, but I think I already know the answer.
I'm probably in the less dangerous place, but still, there's enough reason to worry.
Yeah, I got to admit, when I got your message about Cassini, it seemed pretty ridiculous, to be honest. But I know you don't joke about these things, so I spared no precautions.
To be fair, this has been an entirely ridiculous 2 months.
Yeah, to say the least. I don't think... I like to think that I'm prepared for anything. I don't think anything could have prepared me for any of this.
No one... It's rare when a person is ready to overthrow an entire monarchy in the grace of a few weeks, so... But an Oleander kind of like looks down at the new daggers, kind of like sees that there is like a deer, like the blade is coming out of an antlered like stone carved deer head, and he like gives like a smile. I feel like a part of me has been on the job since I dug that dagger out of the dirt in that little no name place. And it's weird, but it feels like a part of me has finally lightened up now that we're officially doing something about this. You know, like I've been on the job since that happened, and now I can just breathe, even though we're at the worst part. We're at the part we can't fuck up, and I can finally breathe a little, maybe.
Things can still be royally fucked up, but I understand what you're saying. It's the breath before you plunge.
Yeah. Oleander gives a good smile. It's been a while since we've been on a job together, though. You're more across town.
I wish it were in better circumstances. I'd rather be robbing some rich matron of all of her excessive jewels, but...
Oh man. Been a while. Remember when I decided that I wanted to steal back all the historical artifacts that we sold off and replaced them with love, because that was fun.
There is a certain charm to pilfering a nobleman's private museum.
Okay. We have Lycris in the med bay. Against her will, mostly.
Lycris will cooperate. We've coerced her with a few promises of ill-gotten herbs once this is done. There's also, sorry, go ahead.
She's so worried about us. It's kind of sweet.
She won't say so, but she definitely gives herself away. We've also got Chance. Chance is gonna be selling the the memorabilia out front. Thistle and Heath, the husband-wife duo, they'll be some of your lead ushers.
Good, good.
I also managed to put Spectre and Lupo with the tech crew, so they'll be behind stage.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's good.
And most importantly, we've got our usual guy out front. We've got Gerald in the ticket booth keeping an eye on things.
Good. And how is Wild working into the entire session?
Wild's plan is, how shall I say, a little
Is he
more...
crashing into the castle?
It's a little more bombastic than I would prefer.
He's
Nothing...
crashing into the castle, isn't he?
Nothing quite so suicidal, but pretty damn close. He, wants to make a spectacle of it.
Well, 2 shows is a better distraction than 1.
Yeah. I think he figures that if most people from the upper spires are in the theater, he can get away with more of his own theatrics.
Well, that's what we expected, so we worked around that. Oleander clasps his hands together like and under his chin. Job doesn't end here, but this is a big part of it.
Yeah. I'll also make sure that Beetle is available with the carriage if you need a expedited retreat.
Yes, quickest route out. I think if we need to go out, it needs to be Snowflake. We cannot stay anywhere near the city.
I think that's probably the right call. If things go to shit, just pile in the carriage and we won't even look back.
Thanks, Plague. I couldn't have done this without you, or Dad, or even Lycris.
He'll nod and step close to you and give you a pat on the arm. You know I'd do anything for you. So, the only thing that I ask... I know it seems a little hypocritical given what we're about to do today, but don't be a hero, alright?
I won't, I promise.
Good.
And he like wraps his arms entirely around Plague.
Because we can always run to fight another day.
That's true. We don't have to overthrow the monarchy tomorrow. And he gives a light laugh and separates. And he'll like as he separates, he'll grab the cap of disguise, put it on, and like he'll shift into this elderly elf gentleman, like very much the epitome, the epitome of like the distinguished but also slightly tired elf butler. Like, just a little balding, like, just a little too much forehead showing. But still elegant silver hair tied up in a small ponytail. Very much tall and, like, broad-shouldered. And very much definitely looks like the epitome of what you expect an older usher would look like. Now then, I think we have jobs to do.
Good luck.
Same to you.
Yeah, and with that, unless there's anything else you would like to say to Plague, you can go your separate ways to your own separate duties.
Nope.
Very cool. Last call for anyone who wants to do anything before the play opens. Going once.
It is time.
Going twice. Sold. All right.
Start the play.
Start the play. So, the night of the play arrives, and as you each arrive at the theater, you know what? We're going to have a little bit of a fashion runway, because a part of the theater-going experience is both to see and be seen, so one must dress their best. So, for the three of you, or potentially two of you since one of you might be in disguise, who are attending the theater, what are you wearing? What are you donning as your armor for the evening?
I will go first. I imagine Topaz is actually probably, it might come as a surprise, but is actually wearing mostly mask attire tonight. But they're wearing like a pretty fine suit with some nice tighter pants to accentuate features, and are have like a bunch of necklaces on, as well as a few different bracelets on their left hand, since the right is occupied, and is just generally like looks very formal, but like put together formal, which is like not necessarily what she normally goes for, but is very much trying to put on the appearance of someone who has their shit together. And this is all very planned, when in actuality, Topaz is freaking the fuck out 100% of the time.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
Yeah.
Luella or Oleander?
Luella is going to be wearing what's the material that's not velvet but of that same kind of texture? It's better for clothing. I forget what it is.
Satin.
Like
That stuff.
Satin.
satin.
It's not satin. This is soft. Satin is like
Velveteen?
shiny. Yeah. I don't know. Velvet texture dress. It is black, a long normal dress in her usual cut, and has a hood with a veil, as is standard for Luella's attire. It's very plain, but very neat.
You can never ever go wrong with a sleek black dress, though.
Right? Besides, what
Lord,
else
I
do you
think
wear
wanted-
when you're mourning a death, right?
We're not killing Luella. I swear to God.
No, in this case, I meant with the play and everything.
Uh-huh.
Thematic.
And Luella, who did not die.
Not that. I had pure intentions, I swear.
Oleander, are you gonna be disguised for the entirety of the evening?
I will be disguised for the entirety of the evening, but I will have made sure everyone knows what my disguise is beforehand. Like, we've probably like had like some meetup at some point, be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be this dude."
Yep, I'm gonna be this particular elf dude. Yep. Got it. Got it. All right, so you all arrive dressed to impress. And once inside the theater, you find it quite full and buzzing and just full of energy. People are chatting. There seems to be a exciting air sort of flowing through the building. And looking around, you can see a few recognizable faces. Cordelia and Lapis are in one of the cozy little side boxes on the upper floor. Within the ground level seats, the floor seats, within the crowd, you all can make out Parthenia, who is in close proximity to Mesothene and a few other academic colleagues. Mr. Darcy is here, along with his fiancée, a young human woman, Emily. They can be seen taking their seats on the ground floor as well. Luella, you have permission to utilize the Stoneheart box, since no one else is using it. So you can take your seat up there if you wish.
Well, I will be sitting up there.
Very good. As you head on up to the box, you part the curtain divider. It is not empty. There is already someone sitting there waiting for the show to begin. There is a remarkably large Furbolg man sitting in this box. If he were to stand to his full height, one would estimate he'd be about 7.5 feet tall. Very broad-shouldered, a impressive set of horns coming out of his head, much like a Highland cow. He's got long, tightly curly hair that he keeps tied back at the nape of his neck, and he's dressed very simply, but well. Wearing what appears to be a fine jacket that is frankly a few years out of fashion, and is just a little too snug on him. And he hears the curtain part and slowly turns over his shoulder to regard you. And just very simply says, "Wasn't expecting company."
Well, I was invited, though perhaps not by you, Mr. Stoneheart.
Invited?
I'm sure you can guess by who.
You know Topaz, then?
Of course.
His eyebrows
Luella is
lift.
going to be
Yep, go ahead.
sitting next to him while he is reacting.
Yeah, his eyebrows lift ever so slightly, presumably, a little taken aback by your boldness at just sitting when not particularly invited to. But he turns a little more fully, to give you greater attention. And who might you be?
Luella Stalwix, a pleasure to meet you.
Miss Stalwix. Yes, I've heard of you. He seems to leave it
And
at
are
that
you?
and does not elaborate.
Come to see the prodigal child's first performance.
He pauses, and if you were to look at the seat next to him, so like if you're sitting like at his right hand side, the seat at his left, just beyond him, you see a rather large, almost comically large bouquet. And he just gives a little huff and a nod of his head. Thought I'd see what all the fuss is about.
You know, your children will talk to you a lot more if you're a little more honest with your feelings about them.
He narrows his eyes at you. A
Luella's not particularly looking at him.
rather brash thing to say to a man you just met.
Well, I tend to say what people need or don't want to hear.
I suppose I could say a few things you wouldn't want to hear as well.
You are welcome to.
Find it rather hypocritical for you to be given such parental advice, Miss Stalwix.
Perhaps. But I think we're all allowed just a spot of hypocrisy every now and then.
He gives a little huff at that, neither agreeing nor disagreeing. You're friends with Topaz, then?
Something like that, yes.
He looks at you very quickly out of the corner of his eye, and then goes back to looking at the stage. Are they well, then?
Rather well.
He nods his head at that.
I suspect you will have competition soon enough.
Competition?
Yes, I dare wonder if they will try to beat your high score.
He furrows his brow in a confused expression.
How many children do you have now? I'm sure it will take them quite some time, but... Oh, I'm sure they will have plenty.
He sits up much straighter. You have definitely caught his attention. Who?
Oh, I thought I was the owl here. To be clear, Mr. Stoneheart.
If you have knowledge of such arrangements, I would much rather know of them.
I don't think that I would be the one to tell you such things. If only there was someone that you could ask.
You've already said more than enough, Miss Stalwix.
Indeed I have.
You might as well tell the rest.
Luella's gonna make a big show of taking her time thinking. Is this a smoking theater?
You know, I think last time when you met with Adora, I said that there was no one there to watch you, and so you would be fine. I think it's very much a case of you can get away with it in the boxes, particularly if you're wealthy enough and people won't stop you.
Then Luella will be taking some time to prepare her pipe and start smoking before answering. You know, from what I've heard, you didn't have... Well, I'm sure you supported them in your own way, but... You definitely did seem to throw your little Topaz out into the cold. And it would seem that they found warmth amidst people in high places.
He bristles at that and leans in quite close to you. I did nothing of the sort. I give all of my children all the tools that they need for success. Topaz left of his own volition. And I must say, I'm quite proud of the initiative that he's shown. For too long, they'd been miring away in their flights of fantasy, digging aimless holes in the ground to hide from the world. This was the first time they ever did anything for themselves.
And yet I have heard no word of your praise to Topaz from Topaz themselves.
I do not father
And-
to receive praise from my children. I father and raise my children to be good, strong, smart, independent, and competent people. Can you deny that Topaz is any of those things?
You have managed your child well.
So tell me then, how is the raising of your own little ones going?
Not so well as I would like, but perhaps with brighter pastures on the horizon.
Brighter pastures on the horizon do little for the rotting garden at your feet.
Perhaps. But I will do what I can. And should it remain rotten regardless, then... Well, I failed. Simple as that.
I think, in that case, we can agree that you have no proper footing to be telling me how I treat my children, Miss Stalwix. And I'll refrain from any further unkind words, seeing as you're a friend of Topaz.
Luella's just going to continue smoking and look down at the stage. She's not going to give a response to him.
He doesn't say anything either. He is, at his core, a stubborn man and will not make any further attempts at conversation if you do not. So there is a palpably tense silence between you two. But thankfully, it doesn't last for too long because the curtain opens once more. And behind it is another familiar face. Prince Alto has arrived and looks to you, notices Jasper Stoneheart as well, gives him a short bow of acknowledgement, and looks back to you. Terribly sorry for the intrusion. I wondered, Miss Stalwix, I'm so glad that you were here after all. I wondered if I might borrow you for a moment.
Of course.
Jasper, in this moment, he doesn't let his mask slip very often. He looks quite surprised that the prince is asking for you.
Luella's going to get up, walk over to the prince, and then turn over. Mr. Stoneheart, would you be so kind as to hold my seat for me? And then leave with Prince Alto.
Don't even give him a chance to respond.
Nope.
Yep. Alto leads you a little further down the hall. And mind you, it's near impossible to find a truly, outside of a box that is, a truly private and quiet moment. There's plenty of people in the halls trying to find their seats or just standing around talking and socializing and yada yada yada. But he offers you his arm and leans into you to sort of subtly and quietly speak to you. I had wondered, Miss Stalwix, if you're not currently occupied, if you might do me the honor of sitting with me in my box.
Oh?
Yes. I will be frank, I do not have entirely selfless motivations. You see, and he kind of looks over his shoulder real quickly before leaning back into you. You see, I would rather not be alone with my family.
Who amongst your family do you not want to be alone with?
All of them, frankly.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
I know that this is a lot to ask of you, considering our recent undertakings, but if we are speaking frankly, I would feel a good bit stronger knowing that you are there with me.
My brain is going 100 miles an hour. Well, who would I be to turn down such a heartfelt request. Luella will lightly hold his arm and gesture forward.
He visibly relaxes and gives you a small smile and a appreciative nod of his head. Thank you. It means a great deal to me.
You are welcome, though I dare say my presence may not help so much as you think.
Why would you say that?
She just gives him a smile. You'll find out in time.
A rather ominous promise, I must say, Miss Stalwix, but as ever, I find your cryptic mannerisms most charming. And he flashes you a not quite so convincing smile.
Oh, this poor guy's about to have the worst family talk.
All right. So I will pan the camera for a moment. Topaz, you are presumably behind stage, in the
Correct.
wings, running around getting ready. Backstage, George is sweating profusely. Just pressing a hanky to his brow, visibly nervous. He keeps peeking around the curtain and fretting. One might surmise that it has clearly been some time since he's had an audience this large. Topaz, any final words of encouragement to your troupe before you begin?
I think he would just kind of gather them all in place and just kind of take a deep breath and just be like, so I'm not exactly one for speeches, but it seems like we've got quite a crowd out there. And we've all put in a hell of a lot of work. Made some sets. Looks over at Damus. Is Damus there?
Damus is here, yes.
Yeah. Looks over at Damus and says, "Good job to all of you. Memorizing a whole bunch of new lines." But, I mean, dress rehearsal went quite well last night. I'm confident that we can make it happen and show everyone why you folks deserve to be here. So, as I said, not the best at giving speeches, but show them why you're here.
George will chime in and, tuck the hanky into his costume. Yes, well, we must make the absolute most of this opportunity. Cannot squander it. There's a hell of a lot of people out there, and we would hate to disappoint them. This is a once-in-a-lifetime show. He kind of squeaks that out. So let's give it all we've got. And Guy will start a little round of applause, which catches on between the cast and crew. And Essie looks to you, quite proud, gives you a little kiss on your cheek.
I think he probably hugs him really tight and just says, "Thank you so much. I feel proud," which is good.
As you should. I wish that Gwyn was here to see it. That's all.
I wish to. I hope everything goes well. I don't think we have time to be fretting over that right now. You feel good? Confident? Got it under control?
I feel good. Yes. I'm ready as I will ever be.
She grabs both of his hands and just kind of presses his forehead against his. She says, "We've got this."
We do, yes. Yes.
We'll lean in for a quick, proper kiss. Just break off and just say, "I love you. You'll do wonderfully."
You
I know
see
you
a brief glimmer of a shine from Essie, peeking just outside of his stage makeup, giving him a little halo around his face. Here's to what happens next.
May it go as smoothly as we imagine.
All right. I'm going to pan the camera back to Luella.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Alto.
Oh, good heavens.
Oh, good heavens. Alto leads you back to his family's box. This is where the royal family, whenever they grant the theater with their presence, this is where they tend to sit. It is the centermost box in the theater, visible from most areas of the theater and the stage. And as you approach the box, you can see there's more security. There are more heavily armored and armed guards. And before you reach just before you reach the actual box proper, the sort of curtain partition there, you see the king and queen are here. Calpurnia looks as cool, calm, and collected as ever. As for Bastion, the man himself, he looks, for a man who reportedly has failing health, Bastion looks remarkably well. He stands tall. His face is unobstructed from view. He's not wearing anything that would shield his face. His hair and his beard are neatly styled, just a trace of gray. He stands with very good posture, has a slight smile on his face, looking very calm in this moment. And he sees Alto approach, and his eyes glance over to you, and the smile broadens just ever so slightly, like one of those polite smiles of not quite recognition, like acknowledging your presence but not fully, knowing who the other person is. And Calpurnia steps forward. "Oh, Alto, there you are. We were just about to go look for you. Really, you shouldn't have wandered off when we're about to... I'm sorry, Mother, but I had to snag my very good friend here. Miss Stalwix will be joining us for the evening. I hope you don't mind. And Calpurnia looks over to you, Luella, knowing full well who you are. And she knows who you are, but she doesn't seem to be giving that away from her very practiced expression. And looks back to Alto. Of course, she's more than welcome. And Bastion will look to you and, yes, Miss Stalwix. The name is familiar. I've heard many good things about you. Your firm's services to the people of Wishbourne. I'm happy to put a face to the name.
And it is lovely to meet you, Your Majesty. I am so glad to see that you are in good enough health to come out and enjoy yourself, hopefully.
He gives a short nod of his head. Thank you. As you can see, I'm much recovered. Very glad to be back out and among my people. Well, shall we? We shouldn't hold up the rise of the curtain any longer. And
I just want to point out that internally, Luella, you get this one for free. Internally, Luella is just thinking, oh, fuck.
no monologue token here. Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Yeah.
If you want more, spend a token, though.
Yeah. You gotta spend a token. Yeah. So, with that, there is a small man in the king's livery who loudly announces the arrival and the presence of the king, filling the theater, projecting his voice. All rise for their majesties, the rulers of Wishbourne, King Bastion and Queen Calpurnia, and all of the theater, all of the patrons rise, applauding their arrival, and Bastion and Calpurnia enter their box. And Calpurnia, she has that usual graceful smile on her face. It's rather hard to believe, looking at her, that this is the same hardened woman who only days ago commanded Gwen's arrest. And as for Bastion, there is still this continued relaxed air about him. There is a smile on his face as he waves to the crowd, places a hand to his chest, a silent gesture of gratitude for their adoration, and despite the currently circulating gossip from Rook's tabloids, people, for the most part, seem happily surprised to not only see him, but him looking so well. Alto will trail behind them. Would you still prefer to be on his arm, Luella, or would you rather walk at his side or behind him? How would you like to make your arrival as well?
For the sake of appearances, Luella is going to walk ever so slightly behind Alto.
Very good. Alto trails behind them, and he looks... He usually basks in attention. He looks rather uncharacteristically aloof. He's not giving the theater patrons much attention. He sort of just beelines over to his seat, unceremoniously plops himself down in his chair before anyone else, which, mind you, is a considerable faux pas to seat yourself before the king. But if either Bastion or Calpurnia seem perturbed, they don't outwardly show it. Bastion does not take this opportunity to say anything to address the theater. Instead, choosing to take his seat and make a vague hand gesture that he is ready for the performance to begin. Topaz, we pan back over to you because at the announcement of the royal family's presence, George is freaking out. He is, the hanky comes back out, and he is, wiping the sweat off of his face with minimal success, and looks to you and goes, well, I suppose we'll find out if we get a second performance or not.
Topaz is also probably, pretty stunned in this moment of just, oh, fuck. Yeah. We'll have to see. I'm sure the public will be entertained, which is all that matters.
Hopefully it won't be our execution that entertains them. And
no.
With that, he's gonna give it a little clear of his throat, shuffles on stage, addressing the crowd, fixing his posture to be cartoonishly straight, before giving a deep bow. Your Majesties, lords and ladies, gentlefolk all, welcome to Queen of My Heart as performed by Balfour and Company. This shall be a performance like no other. You all know the story, great love triumphing over all, but all romantic tales need proper embellishment. The story you'll hear tonight has no such embellishments. It is a story of love, yes, love at its best and at its worst. There will be heroes and villains, treachery and unyielding hope. And I hope, and he says under his breath, I really hope that you enjoy our new and updated rendition of Queen of My Heart. And he gives another very deep bow. The crowd politely applauds, and he shuffles back into the wings. The curtain rises, and we will pan the camera once more, because, Gwen, it's your turn. So, as previously mentioned, you can spend your time whistling, humming. You spend a while talking to Rook. The conversation helps to pass the time, but after a while, the pair of you find that even with Rook's gift of gab, there's really only so much that you can talk about. So you fall into a silence, and as it settles in around you, it's apparent that Rook's uneasiness, his fidgetiness is increasing. But after several hours, perhaps, of this silence, you hear this earth-shattering boom above you, rattling the foundations of the castle. Then it's quiet again for a few moments. Rook looks around, looks back to you. What was that? The hell was that?
I think I will continue to whistle, and perhaps whatever made such a noise will grant us with their presence.
The hell does that mean? And just as he asks that, you hear again, boom, boom, in quick succession. Far too close to get together for even the ability to pretend it's some kind of freakish storm outside. That is the sound of cannon fire. The thunderous explosions continue, and you know for certain the castle is under attack. Rook quickly rises to his feet, looking about his cell, his enclosure, like a skittish, trapped rat. The clanking of armored feet can be heard above you and echoing through the halls. Steel meeting steel. Cries of exertion. The sounds are getting closer and closer. Is there anything you would like to do in this quiet before the storm?
Gwyn is gonna keep whistling, because as far as he can tell, either somebody will come down here or a hole is gonna be blasted into the wall. Either way, they need to know those people down here.
Alright. The sounds of voices and those harsh, metallic clanks grow quiet. There are still the echoing sounds of distant blasts heard beyond the castle ramparts. The only immediate sound is the sound of your voice, of your whistling, and rapid footsteps approach, along with a small light slowly illuminating the oppressively dark dungeon. You hear voices calling for your name, searching for you. Voices that you recognize. Turning the corner, and as light floods the hallway that your cell is in, is none other than one Captain Wild, closely followed by Skalm and Plague. The three of them, panting in their exertion, spattered in blood, sweat, and grime. Wild is holding a light spell which floats just above his palm, and the three regard you. And Wild just exhales. Thank the gods we found you!
For our timely rescue, as he looks over at Rook, who's hopefully a lot more calm now.
Rook is not more calm because he recognizes this man as the nefarious, terrifying Captain Wild. This is a man who only knows the legend of Wild and not actually the man himself. And so he looks at Wild, he looks at you, and he's just, you're just trying to stutter out any, like, squeak of a plea to please rescue me too. and it's the words are just not coming out. And Wild looks at him, lifts a brow, and looks to you. This guy too?
Yes, he's has I don't wish to be mean, but there's no reason to leave him down here. At the very least, he'll find a way to slither out on his own. Once we let him out, he can either come with us or depart.
I will be so helpful. I'll be so helpful if you just get me out of this cell. I will listen, I can be super useful, I promise.
He is proven to be quite the companion in these dark, twisting tunnels, so please, if you may.
Wild gives a little shrug and just, if you say so, I have no qualms of further heroics. And he gives a nod of his head over to Skalm, who hoists up his hammer, his war hammer, looks at you, and just says very simply, "Should probably back up."
He'll like, Gwyn's been sitting this whole time on his ass, so he's just gonna scooch back.
With a huge winding swing of his hammer, he knocks the cell door off of its hinges and walks into your cell, takes stock of how awful you look, and extends a hand to help you up.
Gwyn is gonna accept that help, but then like trip up a little bit because this man's muscles have atrophied to heavy levels, and lean against Skalm. And I'd like to imagine that Skalm, for all time's sakes, will carry Gwyn back the way up.
Yeah, he will get a feel for how unsteady your legs are, how wobbly you seem to be walking, how much you're leaning your weight against him, and he doesn't say anything. He doesn't wait for your permission to do so, but he just scoops a arm under your legs, hoists you up, literally carrying you like bridal style.
I want a monologue token on Skalm.
Interesting.
Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Lily.
Interesting. The immediate knee-jerk reaction that Skalm has is a sense of righteous fury. How dare they leave you here, a man that he so a man that he looks up to such a high degree. How dare they leave you down here to rot? And there is a small piece of him that thinks about how satisfying it would be to quite literally bust some kneecaps over this. But when you fall into him, the thought quickly changes to safety, survival, one step at a time. And there's a survival instinct that takes over, leaving little room for anything else, because emotion is a distraction. Sure, anger could be utilized, he often has, but it matters little if Gwyn doesn't survive this. Yeah. Good use of a monologue token.
Delicious. doomed past the point of possibility, Allie.
Yeah, so seeing you in your rather pathetic state, Wild takes stock of you, Gwyn, and he procures from one of the straps against his back your rapier, your blade that was confiscated upon your arrest. Do you think that you'll find yourself in a position to be able to wield it? Or shall I continue to hold on to this for you?
No. My steel should stay by my side, and my will to wield it will return shortly. Please.
I'm so glad to hear that. Because frankly, looking pathetic isn't quite your style. And he offers you a playful smile, and he'll pass the sheathed blade to you.
Will gladly. He's gonna be carrying Princess style, so he's just gonna clutch it on his chest now, sort of like Griffith was clutching his helmet when he was first rescued.
Yeah, so y'all can bust Rook out as well. He practically grovels at their feet in thanks, and y'all can quickly scoot on out. As you retrace your footsteps in the dungeons, you pass by numerous bodies, some in a confused haze, likely due to Wild's magic, others scorched by lightning, also courtesy of Wild, while a few had been artfully, or rather not so artfully, dispatched by Plague and Scalm, respectively. The metallic footsteps can be heard again, armored guards swiftly approaching, and finally making eye contact with you. They have eyes on you, and they move to blockade your passage. Weapons at the ready. And Wild and Scalm and Plague, who had already fought their way through here to get to you, you can tell there is a certain level of, I'll say exhaustion for flavor, not like mechanic exhaustion.
Yeah.
There's a level of exhaustion that you can see from them just to even get this far to you. And Wild looks to you in Scalm's arms. I think, Sir Gwyn, if there was ever a moment for a miracle, this would be an opportune moment.
Let me down, Scalm.
You sure?
These men, they know me.
He will slowly lower you down, making sure you're on even footing. What do you do?
Gwyn is gonna unsheath the rapier and slowly walk forward and then point the blade towards all of them, the wings on his head fully flared out. And he is going to glare them down. He is not going to risk trying to do some big triumphant speech with his throat all fucked up like this. But I would like to intimidate all of these men who have once followed my very orders, who know the exact kind of character I am, and what I would do, and the rumors surrounding me, and the fact that I have been locked in a dank dungeon cell for days on end. Gwyn's return in this sense is biblical, magnanimous in the sense that there are fairy tales spoken to children about knights coming from such dark places, performing miraculous acts, and they're witnessing one right now, and I would like to intimidate these people.
Phenomenal. Make that intimidation roll, which you have advantage on.
Advantage, and I got my superiority die.
Yes, sir.
That is a 21.
A 21. You make this display, this silent gesture full of dangerous promise. And you can tell there is a level of uncertainty behind these men's eyes, where before they were determined to do their duty, to halt your efforts for for glory, king, and crown and whatnot, but seeing you there, looking as haggard as you do, as dangerous as you do, with a notorious sky pirate captain, his right-hand man, and a bloodied assassin at your back, you can tell they are very hesitant to make that first move against you. There is a deep level of uncertainty in their posture and their matching expressions. One of them finally speaks up. Sir Gwyn, we don't want to hurt you, sir. But we can't let you pass.
How often, how many mornings did I break bread with you? Trained with you? Guided you? Laughed over spilled tea with you? And when has that facsimile of a king been there for all of you? When has he graced you with his presence? When has he made a single decision for this kingdom that inspired glory in any of you? Inspired honor and hope in this kingdom? Surely it wasn't in order to take me and lock me up into the dungeons deep and dank below. I am achieving my dream this day. I am familiar with all of yours. I understand that within each of us burns a desire to see the world shaped in a way we see fit. Well, I will realize mine this day. And whether I walk out of here unscathed or drenched in the blood and wounds of my friends, it will be realized. To everyone and your own benefit. Now, if you do not wish to seek an end similar to this false king of ours, I suggest you all drop your blades and let us pass. I don't wish to harm you.
There is a moment of tense silence where you can see the wheels in their minds turning, that conflicting need to uphold their duties and their oaths, but not wanting to harm you, not wanting to risk your wrath. The wondering of what would happen if they did move against you, until finally, one of them, whom you know as one of the younger knights, he drops his blade and moves to back up against the wall. And as soon as this one does so, the rest follow suit. There's a clattering of metal upon stone, and the way is open to you in this moment.
As Gwyn sheaths his blade and, like, I'm assuming the others, Scalmwild and, oh god, I'm blanking on his name, I'm so sorry.
Plague.
Oleander. Plague. Like, they scurry through, like, Gwyn, like, stops for a moment, and without turning to him and turning back to the others and says, "Thank you. I won't permit a world where any of your dreams will die." And then he'll hurry up after the others.
There's a bit of a... There's a mixed reaction here as you say these things. There is that intimidation, that fear. But there's also that sparkle of recognition of the man that you were on the battlefield in those harrowing moments against the witches. They recognize that leadership quality in you, and the hope that what they have done will help you. And you continue on. Moving back to the theater. The curtain rises upon the first act of the production. And I lead it to the playmaster themselves. I want you to describe the first act of the production, please.
Yes. So, as the curtain rises, the scene that is in front of the crowd in front of the theater is that of Cyrus and Cornelius, both as younger men. The two of them roughhousing in the forest. And you can see that they kind of like move back and forth with each other. There's some friendly banter between the two of them, and just very much establishing who they are as characters and who they are as brothers that are close to each other. In this moment, in classic fashion, Cornelius expresses his views for the kingdom of Wishbourne and how he cannot wait to be the one making the calls when he becomes king truly. And Cyrus, being the unquestionable brother, supports him. And the two make their way back to the country villa that they have, or the hunting lodge that they have been spending some time in with smiles on their faces. When suddenly the lighting shifts, and there's like a bit of a rumble sound effect happening through the tech as a crash and red lights flash. The two of them, hearing this noise, of course, immediately go to investigate and find a woman inside of a crater. She is a beautiful and radiant sight in the kingdoms, and the two of them watch her in awe of her beauty. And then, as she begins to stand up, she disappears for a moment. As she does so, she immediately walks up to Cornelius and takes his hand and asks for his name. They lock eyes for this moment, and the two of them share a quiet moment with Cyrus just by the side, before members of the Celestial Court come in and pull Isolde away from him. Cornelius looking back to his brother Cyrus, they both fawn over her immense beauty and radiance, proceed to walk back home, with Cornelius driving much of the conversation, pledging his eternal heart to her and her alone, for he has truly found his one true love. Shortly after, the trials of hearts, are announced, and both of the brothers receive an invitation to participate. Cornelius decrees this is a sign from the gods that he is destined to be with her forevermore. Cyrus laughs to himself, saying, "Not so fast, brother. This is a competition after all. We cannot possibly know where her heart will lie by the end of the event." The two of them sharing a chuckle, but Cornelius is clearly bothered by the possibility that he would not win. The scene changes from the hunting lodge to Hololight itself, as there's a bunch of people there, all in nice dresses, attire, and everything. And it kind of goes through a quick playthrough of the trials. And this is all preserving very much the original intent of the play, with many romantic notions, but Cornelius always gives off a "this is what I deserve" kind of vibe. Isolde is charmed by his charisma and strength and the safety of his vision for the future with no witches. He promises to keep her safe and close no matter the cost. However, in additions, there are also scenes with Isolde and Cyrus, who are clearly quite enamored with each other. Cyrus is much more of a true romantic than Cornelius, who mostly talks about himself and his own vision. But Cyrus and Isolde have immediate and apparent chemistry. But Cyrus simply just wants to live his life and have a good time. In the end, Cyrus is the first to kiss her, but backs off, choosing to let Isolde go, saying that she would be better off with Cornelius as he can better help her accomplish his dreams. As the trials conclude, Cornelius wins, and him and Isolde are married. During the wedding, Isolde shines as she looks towards her future husband, as well as the future that awaited her in the coming years. However, there is one brief moment where Isolde's eyes find Cyrus, putting him in the spotlight for a moment. And he turns around and leaves before it fades out as the wedding bells ring and the curtains fall for the end of Act 1.
Amazing. I want you to... We're going to do a vibe check.
Okay.
Of how this performance is going thus far. So, we'll say, give me 3 performance checks. And these are with advantage with the boon that you have for the session.
Okay. No whammies, please. And just for clarity, the narrative tokens it allows a reroll.
Narrative tokens are if you want to make one particular roll a success.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's see how these go then, because I got a big ol' +0. First one, not that great. Second one, also just kind of okay. And third one, a 16.
All right.
So I'm going to say, and I'm not going to use a narrative token on this, because this first half of the play is mostly preserved exactly as it was before.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I'm going to flavor it and you can tell me how it's received.
No, go for it.
I imagine 7 and 9, so 9, is the play starting out and everybody's like, oh, I've seen this before. And then, but as the 11 kind of comes by, it's like, oh, I've seen this before, but something's different. And then by the time the 16 happens is when they're in the meat of the trials, and the Cyrus subplot kind of starts to like come a bit more into fruition. And that's when people will start to be like, wait a minute, what is going on here? But that's my vague thing. You can take it.
No, that is pretty much precisely what I was going to flavor this as. You know, at the start, as you said, people are like, I've seen this before. This is the same old play as usual. but particularly once that Cyrus subplot hits, they're noticing certain changes, very interesting ones. Cyrus getting the first kiss, for example. The spotlight on Cyrus during the wedding scene, and the implication that has. People's interest is picking up speed. And by the time intermission comes and the curtain falls, you hear that buzz, that hum of energy between the theater patrons. They're all discussing what they've seen. They're talking about it. Did you see that? Was that intentional? What was why did they do this? Why did they give Cyrus this part? Is it just to be romantic? Is it just to be dramatic? What do you think it means? And so people are definitely picking up that things are different.
Okay.
Luella.
Hello.
Yes. As intermission begins, throughout the play, you can tell that Alto is, even though he always tries to play himself as very cool, he gives off the feeling of being a little anxious. He picked up a lot quicker than most of the other theater goers, the changes that are being made. His eyes, even though he is sitting behind the king, Calpurnia and Bastion are sitting at the front, and then you and he are sitting kind of behind them. His eyes are glancing pretty frequently to his father to gauge his reactions. Bastion has been keeping himself remarkably collected. And if you want, you may give me an insight check.
I was about to ask to do exactly that.
Why, certainly.
And I get advantage.
You
Hooray.
do.
So how's a 27 do?
27 is pretty darn good. So, even though you can't see his face, really, which makes it a little difficult to get a read on him. However, his body language gives away a lot. He is, like, ramrod straight against the back of his chair. He is white-knuckling the armrests, and he is schooling himself to remain still, to not react, to not give himself away. But you can tell he is perturbed considerably by these changes, but he isn't making any other outwardly reactions. One can presume perhaps he is thinking that it's just for dramatics, don't freak out, it's not a big deal. But he's a little perturbed.
Luella would like to lean over to Alto and, in a whisper, you know, like as if trying to be polite, but just loud enough so that everyone in the booth can hear. I think they made some changes. This isn't exactly how it went the last time I saw this. Am I right? Did they change things?
Alto looks at you incredulously. But he knows better than to not play his part. He just doesn't know what his part is right now. And so he whispers back to you, I haven't seen this since I was a child, but I'm quite certain that it's quite different. Yes, not exactly as I remember.
Strange. I heard that it was rather unchanged for quite a while. Well, perhaps they decided to modernize.
Perhaps a bold move, I must say. One cannot alter history after all.
True, but they did say that this was entirely unembellished. I must say, I'm curious as to what happens next.
At this point, Bastion does turn around to regard the pair of you, seems to have collected himself, that artful smile back on his face, and he asks very simply, what do you think so far?
I assume to me.
Yes.
Oh, well, Your Majesty, I think that, frankly, it's at the least very interesting. Compared to my previous viewings, it seems that they are trying to amp up the drama.
Yes. I think we are in agreement there. I understand that history can be dull and tedious. So, a touch of the dramatics might better appeal to people.
Exactly so, Your Majesty.
I am curious to see what further modernizations they concoct.
Also, can I get a general insight check on Alto?
Yeah.
And the Queen.
Absolutely. Yeah. Give me one for each of them.
26, no matter which way you look at it, and a 27.
Well, gosh darn it, that's pretty darn good. So, Calpurnia is maintaining her sense of calm a little better than Bastion, whereas his only giveaways are his body posture. She is a lot more difficult to read, but her eyes are what betray her. Her eyes are frequently looking to Bastion, to Alto, to you, to Alto, to Bastion. You can tell her mind is whirling with consistently gauging the situation. She is seemingly very used to monitoring Bastion's emotional state.
Which is always a good sign in a relationship.
Correct. Alto, on the other hand, his nerves are a little more on his sleeve, which is, to you, kind of uncharacteristic for him. But it seems that being in his father's presence, he's considerably more timid, perhaps. He's not acting like his usual self, or even just the mask of his self that he typically portrays. While there's this thinly veiled conversation of eagerly awaiting changes in the second act, he's dreading it. He's dreading it.
I feel like Luella would give some light, comforting gestures to Alto when Bastion has turned his attention away. And also, if Luella looks really closely at the king's forehead, does she just see the words abuser written just right there?
Not literally. But you already knew this, but this guy sucks.
Oh, he sucks so much. Excellent. Also, I'm going to warn you ahead of time. I will be using a narrative token after Act 2.
Fabulous. While we are at intermission, I want to open the floor for if there's anything anyone would like to do in this moment of downtime.
Having had the king's announcement and the king being right here, right now, Oleander has definitely sent out the word that, hey, you know how we were already up on alert? Be on uber alert to the entire...
super alert.
If we need to get out, we doing it quick, we doing it perfect, we doing it fast. But knowing that the king is there, that means that the plan has gone by perfectly. We have every single gossip rag in the building, very close to the box, or looking at the box right now. So what Oleander is going to do, he's actually going to make some rounds. And he's going to look for Cassini first. We're going to see if Cassini is in the building.
Sure. Make me some perception checks. Or just the one.
15.
15. You snoop around, you take a look. Mind you, there's a lot of people here, but Cassini, from what you have seen thus far, is a pretty conspicuous guy. So you have a good feeling that if he were here, you'd be able to locate him. You scan the crowds of people on the ground floor. You don't seem to see him. You take a look up into the boxes from what you can see down on the floor. Don't immediately see him. And you take a step upstairs to the nosebleeds. And you do not see him.
That worries me a little, but we can deal with the worry later. Oleander is going to go check on Parthenia and Mesothene and Gads and the academics. He just wants to kind of lean in and well, I don't want to say eavesdrop. He's going to check in on them personally and be like, "Excuse me, is there anything I can get you ladies, gentlemen, enjoying the show?"
Parthenia will be the one who's closest to you. She's sitting closer to the aisle where you're standing, and looks up to you, gives you a very a brief acknowledging look and then goes back to, reading her playbill. No, I'm quite fine, thank you. And Mezathine is also, kind of looking at the playbill. She looks really kind of confused as she's like skimming over, like the plot synopsis that's written and realizing it's not matching what's happening so far. And looks over to you and just says, pardon me for saying so. Was there I understand, it was mentioned to be an updated rendition of the show. Are we in for any further surprises?
Yes, the show has been updated all the way through to the end. We apologize that there have been surprises, but the playbills were printed before the changes came about. So it was a last-minute change at the whimsy of the director.
Gads kind of leans back in his chair as far back as it'll go, kind of creaking a little bit, and gives a harumph as sets his hands on his stomach in a very relaxed, reclining posture. I like the changes. It's different. Tired of the same old stuff.
We are hoping it might be the new version of the play for a while.
He gives a little affirming nod of approval. Mezathine, however, kind of narrows her eyes a little bit. She goes back to the playbill. Because remember, she had that conversation with you, Oleander, about the historical inaccuracies of the play, and how the purpose of the academic group being here was to effectively slander the play, and now she's like, what is happening? She has no clue like where this is all coming from. So she looks
Never
yeah, she's looking real confused.
me or anybody else or any of the other ushers know, and I hope you enjoy your times.
They give a polite nod in your direction, but don't say anything further.
Perfect. Everything's working out. Maybe, hopefully.
Yet to be seen. Anybody else?
Big, but I imagine just with hearing the theater buzzing, as the play is like kind of going on, Topaz has probably calmed down a little bit. The anxiety is absolutely still there, but hearing people talking and not leaving is definitely a good sign.
That's a good sign.
And so I imagine, just since Essie has been busy playing Isolde the whole time, probably just give him a hug and just give him some words of encouragement of like, you're doing so good out there. I know that was a lot to have to kiss two men that you don't know very much, but
Essie is, looking, he's appreciative of your praise and, preening under it. But then at the mention of like I know you didn't want to do the kiss, he makes a face like he just ate something sour, and he's like, I don't want to kiss him again.
no, no, it's.
Could you actually repeat what you just said? You cut out a bit for me. I'm
Sorry, yeah. Just, this is the way of theater.
Yeah. Well,
Would you like a palate cleanser?
he looks at you, considers it for a moment, eyes sparkling, and he goes, I can't afford any distractions right now, Topaz.
She'll pout at him,
a little,
just
little
like
dramatic flair, a little toss of his hair.
she'll pout at him, but just also be like, "There he is."
But yeah, if you you can do your rounds, talk to the rest of the cast, and people seem to be in pretty good spirits. They're relieved, as you mentioned. People are staying and not leaving in droves at the changes that they are making. But as you very well know, Act 2 is going to be the real test here.
Everything in Act 2 is new.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. Anyone else?
Yes, I'm stabbing the king in the back right now
We're ending it right now, right here. All right.
with Alto's sword.
Yep. All right. So intermission comes to a close. The theater darkens once more. The curtain rises again. But we are going to return to Gwyn. The heist continues. Gwyn, after you pass through the barricade of guards, you take a few steps, and Skalm remains close at your back, presumably to catch you if you should falter again. He doesn't make the presumption this time to pick you up and carry you, knowing the sort of proud individual that you are. But he remains close by, just in case. And you... The sounds of men shouting, the sounds of, you know, the metal clanking, the distant cannon fire starts to fade a bit, starts to quiet. And as you start to turn a few corners, Plague will actually take the lead, and it seems like he is the one who knows best how to navigate these corridors, these labyrinthine dungeon halls. And so Wild seems to be quite content to be putting his trust in Plague to direct you all out of here. But as you turn one corner, you are halted once again, not by any group of guards or fighters or knights, but by a single man. Captain Horace Fitzwilliam stands in your way. His blade, he has two blades, his two blades drawn. And he also seems to be panting with exertion, whether he was fighting on the pirates on the ramparts, or if he was just double back running as he knew that you were the intended target, seeing if he could apprehend you once more. And he regards you and the men at your side, and exhales a curt laugh. Well, now, Captain Wild, his right-hand man, and the heir to the Bloodthorne criminal empire. What interesting company you've been keeping, Sir Gwyn.
The trials make for strange bedfellows.
Indeed. I had anticipated that you wouldn't quietly accept your fate, but this... Are you so quick to throw away what you've worked for, to throw your lot in with them?
Pray do tell, what have I worked for? A kingdom, a system upholding a man who seeks to abuse it, utilize its resources to keep him fresh evermore. I have no interest in being part of some coward's scheme to cheat death.
He furrows his brows. I have respect for you, Sir Gwyn. But I have the Queen's ear. I could have convinced her to spare you, but now you have sentenced yourself to death.
Tell me, dear Captain, what sort of world is it that you're fighting to protect here? What sort of kingdom do you envision when you close your eyes, when you draw your blade and ride into battle as you are now? Do you think the world we are in must remain so stagnant?
And you see yourself as the winds of change, do you?
Strangely enough, I am not the winds. A bright shining star has beckoned them to these lands. I am merely soaring, spreading my wings across them. Even you must realize that the stagnation, the foulness of it all, of our system. You did not cover your ears when you listened to what I and my allies had presented to the Queen. I know you, a man capable of great thought. We were not appointed our positions for merely blindly following orders. We could think, draw our own conclusions, direct others as needed. And if the words you heard that day haven't moved you so, then you are not even half the man I expected you to be. That I respected.
He stiffens at that. His grip on his blades tightens. I suppose that means that both of us are disappointed this day.
Before we continue, the Queen accused me of seeking the throne, of the death of her children. Do you think me willing to do such things? The man before you now. No fineries, no medals, just the dirt above my feathers.
He narrows his eyes as he regards you. I think, Sir Gwyn, that you will take what it does to survive. Can you truly tell me that you would not rid yourself of anyone who stood between you and your dream?
There was a time when I was weak enough to needlessly take off anything that I deemed an obstacle. But now, my strength far surpasses anything I could have imagined. Covered in dirt, I now am. Yet I've never felt more radiant. I will not needlessly slaughter those for my dream. I seek to uphold those that would champion it. That includes yourself. I don't want to spill your blood. Only one man need be responsible for the tragedy that has befallen our kingdom's history.
Slay the king.
Think back to what was presented. That is no just king, just a false idol, a golden calf parading with a crown. And that is not fair to the people of this kingdom. No one man should hold power eternally.
And is that not what you would do when you replace him? You, with your own heart of a star.
I imagine Wild's kind of like chuckling at that because he knows that Gwyn genuinely does not fear the idea of dying of old age. Because Gwyn's like, I don't care about the star. I'm here for clout. I fear I've come to disappoint many. I do not seek that Kaja's throne or crown, but I do seek a world that is more kind to those that inhabit it. It's hard to imagine.
Oh, sorry. Finish your thought.
I understand how hard it must be, not only to imagine, but to witness me saying such things, but I assure you, it is my truth.
You hear footsteps approach. Different ones. A little lighter on their feet. And a voice echoes in the near halls. Well, that is a relief. To hear that you do not want my crown. And from around the corner, just behind Captain Fitzwilliam, out from the shadows appears Adora. Her axe casually slung over her shoulder as she strides forward. She looks to Captain Fitzwilliam, who looks genuinely shocked by her presence and arrival. Stand down, Captain. I don't think you'll be needing those swords. She looks over to you with a narrowed expression, and then, taking in your particular current appearance, her brows lift in a almost, I would say, sympathetic way, but it kind of comes off on her face as condescending. So, I had a feeling that your friends would consider some stupid way of getting you out, but this really takes the cake.
Clearly working so far. And it may continue to work just yet.
Working so far, what would you have done if I hadn't arrived? Poor Fitzwilliam here would, likely not have let you pass.
I had faith. And I imagine William is like thinking to himself like, oh my god, he was just trying to yap me into submission and I would have fucking died if I didn't believe him.
She, clicks her tongue, just slaughtering a highly regarded captain of the Royal Guard would hardly have brought you any favors with the public, Sir Gwyn.
The public was fine, content with the spilling of blood in my glory days. As much as it shames me to admit, as long as they receive a brighter tomorrow, they'll be fine with any amount of blood spilled. But I hope to change that.
Not everyone wants change, Sir Gwyn.
And what of you, Adora? Does your goal, does your crown, will it await for you in these winds of change?
Perhaps it will, if I kill you here. Do you dispute that fact?
I can assure you that if all you cared about was the crown, then yes, strike me down right here, and the thing promising you it will let you play at it. But you and I both know there's more to it. If you're obsessed over the crown, then forget about the saying, what was it they say? Buckling under the weight of the crown. You can't even begin to fathom the weight of the kingdom on your shoulders. And a girl as ambitious as you would never settle for being someone's finger puppet.
So the
Strike me
alternative...
down. Go ahead.
So the alternative, then, is I let you go. What possible benefit do I get from that?
Well, you side with that thing. You'll become strung up as his puppet for the rest of your days. You side with me, and you'll still not only have a chance at your crown, but at the kingdom as a whole, that I promise you. I seek not to coronate myself the moment this is all over. There would be no fun in it, after all. No glory in it. This revolution isn't for me, but for the people. Whoever can convince them to let them lead, well, that can be all said and done after. Do you think so little of your accomplishments, your accolades, your journey through these trials and without, and outside of it, that you can't sway the heart of the commoners?
She tilts her head as she observes you. And she adjusts her axe atop her shoulders to make its weight a little more comfortable. I never did like my mother's methods. She prefers to quietly sweep inconveniences like you under the rug. That is her means of protection. I much rather prefer a fighting opportunity. Much as I hate to admit it, you deserve a chance to prove yourself against me. An opportunity that was cut short at Hollow Light. So I will let you pass, Sir Gwyn, with the knowledge that once this is done, you and I will be seeing a lot more of each other.
I look forward to our coming days, clashing against one another for all to see.
She gives a smile, not her usual stiff smile that she puts on when she pretends to be polite. That kind of comes across as that sneer. But it actually quirks to meet her eyes, and you get a glimpse at her sharp fangs. I look forward to the opportunity to properly take what's rightfully mine from you and grind your dreams into the dust. Have a very good evening, Sir Gwyn.
He will simply curtsy and leave with the rest with a wild plague and Skulm.
And that, I think, is a very good place to pause for the night.
If we're pausing for the night, can I do a monologue token on Adora?
Sweet on Adora.
Yes.
Sweetenly.
Sweetenly.
I need to know if she is wanting to put her tongue down Gwyn's throat in the middle of a battle.
So to answer that,
Let me hate fuck him.
So to
Let me
answer
hate-
that question specifically, no. what
Dang it.
what she is feeling towards Sir Gwyn has absolutely nothing to do with any kind of sexual or carnal desire. The only thing is that thought of, as ever, of proving herself. She recognizes this is her opportunity to do something for herself. Truly, for
Man.
herself.
She could have wanted to hate Frick Gwyn, but instead she just wants good girl points. Dang it.
I mean, there's always the post game. Every day of my life, I will regret not pursuing the spiteful baddie that is Adora.
The
as a
Adora
player.
stonks.
Oh, we missed out.
Yeah.
Topaz could have him.
You didn't invest.
Wait a minute.
There's bratty high school bullies to lovers energy with the
Oh, yeah.
Topaz and Adora. I'm holding out.
Picking up what you're putting down. Well, that is where we will end things for tonight. Thank you all so much for playing and giving this, your absolute all with the roleplay. It's been fabulous. Thank you to everyone who is watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed watching as much as we enjoy playing. This is my last stream of the week. We will be picking up more Child of Hearts on the 26th, if all goes well and scheduling doesn't bite us in the butt. But yes, stay tuned for Act 2 of the production. It's gonna be spicy. I'm looking forward to it. But until then, take care of yourselves, my friends. Have a very good evening, a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves and each other. Have a very good night. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye.